I'm here with Paul. He's the program director at MC Esports, and we're just here at the Chicago LAN. How's the event going?
The most important aspect of this whole event is to get our players exposed to what we consider the true esports environment, which is being able to play side by side in an arena type of format, an arena type of environment, and be able to react with each other live, be able to sit across from a team and be able to physically interact with them, just like any other type of athletic sports out there. So.
Yeah, so how do you think that changes the team chemistry as far as playing online versus playing on LAN?
From an etiquette standpoint, it changes tremendously. There's a lot of things that you can get away with in what I like to call your own little esports arena. Lock yourself in a room, in the basement, whatever. How you react to things, temper or temperament, what you say, things like that. From a sportsmanship standpoint, you have to you have to show a different type of composure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if there's many things that they learned yesterday and today, because they haven't been exposed to that, I think that's one of the things that we're going to put on our list as far as what they learned. Right?
Yeah.
Not that any of my players are hotheads or anything like that. However, it brings additional awareness to that, and there's just a different energy as well. You're in an environment like this. You're playing with your teammates against other teams. Behind you, you have other teams that are playing. The room is loud. There's also a certain level of different level of concentration, mental toughness that goes along with that, and it's just a completely different way to play with the game that you are super familiar with. And these are the experiences that I want to and I try to bring to my players.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a program director, taking that role and that leap to bring your kids to a high school LAN and have the ability to have colleges communicate with them and open the recruiting portal. How important is that versus an online conversation with a coach?
Any conversation with a coach, anytime a coach is willing to show interest in any of my players is super important. But being able to actually meet with them face to face, shake hands, and get a better sense of all the other opportunities that esports can bring you from a collegiate standpoint is very important. So events like this to bring everybody together like that is very unique. It's one of those things where I try to stress to my players that, and esports is really no different than any other type of sport where, you're going to get a percentage of the percent that is going to be able to play their sport to the point where they're able to go pro or semi-pro. Everybody else, it is very important to understand that you can use esports to elevate yourself in order to put yourself in a position where, yes, I now can go to college, or I can be accepted to college, or even the best of both worlds where I can have my college paid for, either partially or a full ride because I happen to be really, really good at a game. Maybe not as good as a professional player, but good enough in order to get an education and do something with my life.
How important is it for a parent to show interest in the esports scene, as well as what's maybe a tip you could give to a parent who's non-endemic and they don't know much about esports and have a kid that's interested?
Absolutely. So I want to give the differentiation, explain the differentiation between what I consider a gamer versus an esports athlete. And I think a lot of the criticisms around kids that game are the on-the-couch gamer, which they're doing it just recreationally because they enjoy doing it. That's the way they pass their time, but that's very different than what true esports is. True esports is playing a game with teammates to achieve the same type of goal as any other athlete would with their teammates playing their game. First of all, my son probably wouldn't have gone to the college he wants to go to without esports. He's most likely going to graduate with a software engineering degree. Fingers crossed, right?
Yeah.
It's all about opportunity. You don't get those opportunities when you're on the couch sitting, playing whatever game you want to play recreationally. From one parent to another, if you can get your child, your student, to make the transition from a gamer to an esports athlete, it's then when that student has those opportunities. It's then when they can show up at events like this, interact with colleges, say I'm on this team, I'm playing with this group of people, and the other wonderful thing about this is it is truly co-ed. So whether you have a son, you have a daughter, you're playing together. There is no disparity in skills. You know, everybody's co-mingled. So that in itself, from a social aspect, very important as well.
Or where can college coaches contact you and reach out to your players?
We have a Discord channel, right? So you can just search for MC Esports Academy. Our website is mcesportsacademy.com. The other thing I'd like to plug is the Esports Summer Camp that we are developing with Northwestern College in Orange City, Iowa. We just put together a brand new week-long esports summer camp where esports athletes, or even gamers that want to be an esports athlete, you can use that as their kickoff to go and spend a week with other kids that are doing the same thing and have a very strong summer camp experience. Learning things in the game, but most importantly, learning things outside the game. Learning how to be leaders, learning how to be good teammates, learning how to be good people, and also understand what a college experience is if this is their first time to go ahead and do that. So it's really geared towards for anybody who's a freshman through a senior who is thinking about going to college and want to use esports to go ahead and elevate themselves to that point.